separated into two groups, as you know, and we are here, of course, and the second group is on the Lithuanian Embassy.
Okay.
And we both have some questions on you and if we can start with the questions or
Okay.
okay.
Sure thing. Well, first of all, let me say that I'm very glad that you're here. I have graduated from a similar school like yours. It's called First English Speaking High School in Sofia. And I'm very proud of it. And I have been always saying that actually this gave the base of my future life. You know, later on I went to a number of universities and have attended classes in Sofia University, Moscow Diplomatic Academy. I've been to Harvard in the U.S. and London School of Economics in London. So that's all about my education. Other than that, I'm a professional diplomat. I've been doing that all my life. And I have been working mostly in Europe and the United States of America. So I have been now ambassador to the Czech Republic, and I'm very proud of it. I have been ambassador to Poland, to Lithuania, Latvia. I've been ambassador to the United States of America. I actually had 3 postings in the U.S. I have been Consul General in New York, and a long time ago I was Deputy Ambassador in Washington, D.C. So my very first posting was on the island of Malta. You know Malta, you know, in the Mediterranean. That was at the time when we had an embassy there, and at that time it was still Czechoslovakia had an embassy there. And but it was a long time ago. Both those embassies are closed because, you know, no money, no fun. So this is it. This is all about me. So I'm at your disposal. Any kind of questions that you would like to ask, I'm very open.
So if I can start, so my first question is, do you think that Czech language is easier or harder than Bulgaria? Because some of us were in Bulgaria, and we listened Bulgarian language. And what do you think? It's easier or harder?
Well, I wouldn't say it's easier or harder. It's different. It's a Slav language, you know. For me, Czech is not really difficult, but mind you, I do understand something like 85%, you know. I speak it, but not very good. I'm sorry about that. You know, but the thing is, I had definitely the intention when I came over to Prague to learn it properly, but then I got into so much work that I didn't have, you know, much time. But I do understand it because I speak, apart from Bulgarian, I speak Polish, I speak Russian. I'm talking about the Slav languages. I speak Russian and I speak Serbian. You know, so for me it's not very difficult. The pronunciation is a little bit, for us, you know, confusing, the j, you know, those ones. But, you know, and then of course we use Cyrillic letters in Bulgarian, you know, which makes it, you know, different, you know. So I wouldn't say that it's a very difficult language, you know, and it's a nice language. I like it.
And do you like, do you have some favorite phrase in Czech or something like that?
Well, it was so funny, you know, because, you know, there are certain phrases which are, you know, kind of conversational, you know, and specific. And it was so funny because sometimes, I mean, you don't really, let me start with this, you know. Talking about Bulgarian and Czech language. When I came over here, it was exactly a little bit over 2 years ago. And my deputy at the time, a lady, she was a fluent Czech speaker. And she said, well, when she came the first day to brief me, and she said, now, number one, there are certain Bulgarian words that you never use in public, in the Czech Republic, because they have a completely different meaning. So that's why we are very careful when we speak Bulgarian, you know, because it can be very confusing.
Which one?
Well, like the equivalent of the Czech, of the Bulgarian word move is completely different in Czech. It's, you know, when you move, you know.
May I ask, which place would you recommend us to visit? I wasn't in Bulgaria and I would love to, so.
There are, I mean, if we're talking about big towns, bigger towns, you know, of course you have to go to Plovdiv, the old part of Plovdiv. Another very nice place is Velika Turnova. It used to be the capital of Bulgaria a long time ago. It's a beautiful city. It's exactly in the middle in between, I would say, Varna and Sofia. There are wonderful cities down not far from the Greek border, a small town called Melnik, which is in the mountains, and it's absolutely beautiful, you know. It has preserved all the old habits, the old traditions. They make very good wine there as well. Then on the seacoast, you know, nice places. These are Neseber, which is like a peninsula, small peninsula. And Sozopol is a nice place as well. So there are plenty of nice places. Just it depends what kind of interest you have, you know. Everybody's different. Right?
And you are from Sofia?
I'm from Sofia. Yes,
Okay.
I'm a Sofia-born kid. You know, so.
It's a big city, so do you know how is it life in a village? Or?
Oh yes, I do. I have some idea. Sofia is definitely a big city, and it's getting bigger and bigger. You know, basically, in Bulgaria you have something like currently about 7 million people. It used to be bigger, you know, before the changes. Bulgaria was close to over 9 million, 9.5, you know. But then, you know, certain processes happened, like a lot of people, younger people, immigrated, you know, to the West. Then, when we joined the European Union with the free movement of people, a lot of people moved, you know, found jobs mostly in Germany, in the US, in Spain, Italy. We have a number of Bulgarians here in the Czech Republic, you know, but these are they're kind of well, okay, let me tell you a little bit about it. These are kind of different because the first Bulgarians who came to the Czech Republic, that was between the two wars. In those years, you know, there was a movement of Bulgarian farmers up the Danube River. So these people went and settled in the Czech Republic, in Slovakia, in Austria, in Serbia, and in Hungary. And they started doing farming over there. So there is a group of those people. We call them in Bulgaria.
May I ask, why did you start with this job? Is it because you like traveling, or because of languages, or culture?
Well, to be completely honest, I think you hit right into the spot. I think so. You know, when I was at school, I was extremely interested in the humanitarian subjects. I was okay, maths and physics and chemistry, but not really very, very good. Average. But I was very good in history and literature and all those humanitarian, I would say, subjects. So, and of course, our eyes in those years at the English school that I was attending, they were much more open, because the thing was that it was still the system. We had a lot of English teachers, according to a program between, no matter that Bulgaria was kind of communist, but that was an agreement signed before the war. And from these people we were learning things that usually the usual kids, they don't know about that. So I really was kind of aiming at that. And then when I joined my first university in Sofia, I went for international relations. And I was very much interested in languages as well. Apart from the ones I mentioned, I speak also Spanish and French. I truly liked, that kind of a job that you can go to places and do things. And I'm quite happy that I chose it, So it's kind of a, on the other side, when you come to think of it, because it's a profession that you don't really see the direct results, in the sense that if you're an architect, you create a building and you see it. You did it, right? If you're an engineer, you construct some piece of machinery, and you did it. With us, it's a little bit, you feel it, but you don't see it. You know what I mean? But it is rewarding. It is rewarding. Else?
I want to ask you, what's your opinion on the current refugee crisis, and what does your country feel about it?
It's a very complicated story. Well, the big problem was that Europe was not prepared for that kind of thing. Nobody was prepared, and nobody ever gave a thought that it would be that complicated. Then the other problem, our problem, of the European Union, it doesn't matter if it's the Czech Republic or Bulgaria or whomever, because it's the same, that we didn't manage in time to make the division between the different people, between the refugees and the economic, basically. They're not even refugees, they're migrants, because the refugees, these people who are running away from the war, the other people want to have a better life.
So, do you ever visit some Czech school or education here?
No, not yet.
So you don't know how big is the difference between Czech and Bulgarian education?
I have some idea, but I have some idea.
Can you share with us?
Well, it seems like no, the programs are more or less about the same from what I hear. It's the system is a little bit different in the sense classes. I think here you go. In Bulgaria, what they started doing, every class they separate them into different trends, like biology and that kind of thing. They put more stress. I think it's the same here, but I'm not very sure about that, or not really. Or you have everything at the same time.
When children are smaller, then have normal classes, but children like us, we have seminars of chemistry or biology or math, and it's almost the same like in Bulgaria.
Okay, yeah. Does your school keep contacts with any school, foreign school, or not really?
So you told us that it's not much usual to do some sport in Bulgaria, but is there any sport which is very favorite?
Yes and no. Something that we were extremely good, that was weightlifting, I think we were very good at this. But after the changes, it's not that popular anymore. We have some very good athletes. We have a wonderful tennis player, Grigor Dimitrov, he's usually about number 10 on the 11. I was doing a lot of sports myself when I was at school. I was one of the very few, because ice hockey is not really popular in Bulgaria, but I liked it. I liked it tremendously, especially when the Czechs were beating the Soviets. Yes! So we started playing, there was just one ice skating rink in Sofia, so I was playing ice hockey. I was swimming a lot, I was pretty good. I was number 3 in Sofia at the age of 17.
Do you know any Czech ice hockey players?
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah. There was when was last year? There was a championship here, so I went to a few of those, and yeah. So sports is important, especially for the boys, mind you. I mean, it's better to lose your energy in sport. No, seriously, I think doing sports is very good. It's very good. But Czechs are very good. Garden is always as well with the tea house. And in summertime, in May, when the weather is nice, we make very nice receptions, put a glass of wine and some music. So basically, this is all our building. This is ours as well, that I would pay to build this one in the previous system. It used to be a club, something like that, but we don't really use it very much. And over here, these are done by students of Mucha. Daughter of the Baroness. They were bringing up food that's an elevator over there. Yeah, so we can take pictures, you can sit. Why? Are you? When my wife came over here to see the Fishite, I said, why don't we stay here? It's so nice. No, Frank 6. Well, everything is absolutely original.
How old is it?
Everything is something like 1816, something like that. 1850. Okay, now we can go up to my office. somebody comes to visit me. This is my desk. If you want to take a picture, sit there, it's okay. This is very extremely old and precious furniture. These pieces are German, kind of like 18th century. These two pieces are extremely valuable. This is what they call in France secrétaire and a mirror. Both of them are 16th, 17th century. Now this thing here, this is that girl from the English school, that visited me last year. So these things are hers, you know, and she sent me a few, and here is the name. This one is for you. You can put it anywhere you wish, if you have a corner. Okay? Who's you, ma'am? You're the boss, right? So this is for you, from me, and from Bulgaria, and from another English-speaking student. Okay?
Thank you very
You're
much.
welcome. So if somebody wants to sit over there and to be taken a picture of, go ahead. Yes. Yeah, you can sit like this. We'll take that away. You can sign something.
Podepíš tam něco. Upiš se ďábloj.
This is over here. This is Sophia in yellow. And over here, this is Prague in blue by the same. And these are the flowers of my secretary. She takes very good care. We started doing that in the last 2 years, and it's quite popular. For some reason, it's kind of a fashion, I would say. Young people from Bulgaria who decide to get married, they want to get married in some place which is more interesting, more fancy, you know. So we have a lot of young people, usually about twice per month, who come and get married here. And so my council has a ceremony, we have champagne, and we cook the flag and everything. To that extent that now, in about 10 days' time, a colleague of mine, a young lady from the district Congress, she will come and get married here. But you can't, only Bulgarian citizens. And something I want to show you here as well. This is the library, and here the most precious thing, this is the fireplace. This is Italian marble, which was brought over by, you know, the whomever was the father or the grandfather of the Baroness. So this Italian marble, and it was done in something like 1814, 1850. And of course, the other good thing of the embassy is it's very centrally located. It's basically exactly downtown.
This is the end. Hold your breath and